This review brought to you by Energizing Elixir. It's Chocolicious. Away, away, I know the words. I swear I do. It's such an addicting song.
I don't know if I need a drink or I need to pee. There is a lot of water in this movie.
And there's a lot of pee, too. Probably about as much as there was in that damn pool inside of Angry Bird.
Oh, wow.
Oh, God. This movie made me remember Angry Birds. Fuck this movie. No, not really. Not really. This movie is actually really, really good. Disney's done it again. Although, I will say, it's a little bit more noticeable that there's a formula this time. Because they point it out.
Yeah, they did that in Frozen, too.
Yeah.
That's because we grew up on Disney, and we can pinpoint it. I found myself pinpointing it.
Well, not just that. I mean, not only did they pinpoint it, they pinpoint it as it was happening. That's a little annoying in my around. We're getting into kind of the positives and negatives. Overall, non-spoilers, this is totally worth your time.
Oh, yeah. It deserves a place on your shelf in your Disney collection. Definitely.
It's definitely probably the third best animated film I've seen this year. Don't know if it's going to be on my top 10 list, though. But it's definitely the third best one. But then again, your competition are Angry Birds and Norm of the North. Not really saying too much there. I'm just saying.
If this is the third best, and those are its competition, what are the other two?
Let's see. All the ones I've seen this year. My number... Kubo and Zootopia are the ones that are better.
Was that this year?
Yeah, Zootopia was this year.
Shoot.
No, wait.
I thought that was late 2015.
God damn, I gotta look at the reviews again. I've been looking through the reviews and just looking at what's gonna possibly make my 2016 list. Not a lot of titles are, popping out at my 2015 so far. Got a few of them, but not very many. But I'll have to look at that again. But if that's not the case, then this is definitely second. But then it's Maui. Probably Secret Life of Pets and Finding Dory are about the same. And then we have Angry Birds and Norm of the North at the bottom.
Yeah, I would certainly hope so.
Yeah.
I'd rather sit through Angry Birds than something that shouldn't even be in theaters.
I'm not sure if you want to put your money where your mouth is on that one.
At least it's formatted to fit the damn screen.
True, but the sound design on that movie was so bad that I'm pretty sure that Ninja Storm and their boom mic problems would actually be calling to say, hey, fix your shit.
Oh my gosh. All right.
We're diving.
Now we're bagging on movies that one of us has seen already.
Has either suffered through or not suffered through. So maybe we should get back to the topic of Moana.
There's nothing outside of the predictability stuff of the Disney or Disney Princess formula. There's really nothing wrong I had with this movie. Mm-hmm. It looked amazing.
At most, it was nitpicks, but let's actually dive into this properly with the... As you were saying about the visuals.
The visuals were amazing. Like I said, this is set in Hawaii. So there is a lot, kind of, sort of.
Kind of.
Polynesian.
Possibly the Philippines with how many islands they're talking about, but really that's splitting hairs. It's definitely the Hawaiian culture.
Maui is a Hawaiian Polynesian demigod, so I'm going to go with that.
Yeah.
There is a lot of water in this. And if you go in a full bladder, yeah.
I just remember that skit inside the Jimmy Neutron cartoon where the professor forgot to build the bathroom inside his killer indestructible robot.
Oh, yeah.
And it just starts flying him past all these different sources of water. That's basically this movie.
Yeah. They got to the point.
And it's beautiful water. It really is. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
I don't know if I'd say it's on quality with how they depicted the water inside of, like, The Good Dinosaur last year, which was probably that movie's best aspect, was just the visuals of that.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, it's definitely up there with some of the best.
Oh, yeah. The ocean itself is a character. It doesn't talk, but it's a presence.
Yes.
And it'll make you laugh.
It has some pretty good gags here and there. It kind of reminded me of Carpet a little bit from Aladdin.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's probably what they were going for.
Yeah.
Carpet was like one of the first CG integrations for a character in a Disney movie, at least.
and it definitely does work. And I have to say that the story, you know, as predictable as it is, and it pointing out its own tropes is a little much for me, and I'm probably going to get back to that in the negative section. I will say that the story itself was really, really heartwarming at times. It had some great feels, you know, not enough to smooth my cold-hearted bastard self and start tearing up, but, you know, it had enough inside there. This is a good feel-good movie.
Yeah. Moana herself, Moana. I'm American and white.
Moana, you ugly. For 10 points to if anybody gets that reference and actually can link me to the PSA itself that says that, because I want to watch it again.
Yeah.
Just because this movie is named so similarly.
She really finds her own in this. She's not perfect to begin with, but she learns through mistakes and Maui kind of being a dick.
Yes. And you can actually kind of compare her as like the better version of that chick from Brave. What's her name?
Merida.
Yeah, Merida has all of those skills already. She's good at archery. She can fight and fend for herself. Moana just has the want to do that, and she succeeds mostly by luck and accident for a while. Then she starts getting taught and actually learns, and then she's finally up to that level. Yeah. So it's really neat to see her journey inside of this.
Yeah. Even Maui has a journey in this, kind of, sort of.
Well, I'll be talking about that in the next section a little bit. That was one of the aspects that did bug me a bit.
So Maui is played by The Rock.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Holy shit, man. I did not know you could sing. I was kind of thinking you might have been dubbed over until we actually saw your name in the credits as performed by... I just need to set this down for a second. So, that song was awesome. And every single pop version of these songs that you hear in the end credits can go fuck themselves. Just like most Disney pop songs.
Yeah.
Because you just suck the life right out of it.
Maui himself has a kind of a carpet character. One of his tattoos is always hopping around, and that was pretty funny.
him actually talking to the tattoo and flicking him to the backside. Okay, you stop or you sleep in my armpit. It's just like, oh my god. I feel bad for that tattoo.
Yeah.
So bad. But it was an awesome character design.
Yeah, there's a great integration of CG and traditional animation there. Because there's a point in one of those more sensitive moments where the tattoo hugs his pec, and you actually see it kind of
you can actually see the indent on his pec as it hugs him. That was kudos to just animation.
Yeah,
everything in this
great.
looks great. Everything is designed beautifully, and we've already kind of danced around the subject, but the music is awesome. Minus one song, but the music is just. It feels very traditional. They added, more big band stuff in sections, like with the rock song, but they never got out of character. It stayed consistent, and it feels really good to hear something that isn't just eighth notes. They understand there are triplets and freaking 16th notes. You don't really hear these in modern songs these days, or even in songs inside of these. God, I hope Sing isn't going to be a horrible, horrible mess. Yeah.
But there's a giant controversy regarding how they represent Polynesian culture in this. And you can't do this music without bringing in Hawaiian performers and Polynesian influences. You just couldn't do it justice, and they did. There was even a controversy with Maui and his design, sort of like a fat, lazy Polynesian stereotype, which totally doesn't happen.
No, not really. I mean, he does. He is kind of self-centered, but I never really classify him as lazy.
Yeah.
He just won't do it for no reason.
Yeah. It's part of his arc.
Yeah.
He starts as a selfish jerk, and we realize that he doesn't have his hook, he doesn't have his magic, he can't do anything, so he's not gonna.
Well, now we're kind of dancing into the subject that I can't really avoid, so let's move on. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have fun inside of this section. I'm gonna get a lot of hate mail for this, but Maui doesn't go through an arc. That's his big problem. He starts out as a selfish idiot, but he never acknowledges he really made a mistake until they are about to give him a new hook. His hook breaks at one point inside this movie, and he gets a new one. And he leaves after saying some really dickish things, and then just shows up at the end. He never even apologizes for saying those dickish things. We all know that he's going to come back. As I said, this is predictable, and it points out its predictability at times. And they're trying to go for a cheap, tongue joke, but at the same time, for those who have seen lots and lots of Disney films,
that's true.
This can get a little annoying.
Yeah.
If it was like satirizing or gonna do something different with it, I could get it. But at the same time, it just looks like they were taking a tongue-in-cheek jab at it and then gonna go right and doing it.
Yeah.
It's the difference between. Crap. There's a movie recently. Damn it, I can't think of it. Mm-hmm. It's kind of the difference between Finding Dory and Finding Nemo. Finding Dory tried to cover up the fact that it didn't want you to realize it was doing everything Finding Nemo did. Finding Nemo accepted what it was doing, and it didn't care. This one, it just kind of take a tongue-in-cheek jab saying, see, we acknowledge it, therefore it's good. I've been watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged.
I still don't think Finding Dory needed to happen.
No, it did not. But, yeah, I mean, that kind of predictability combined with them pointing it out, it just gets annoying at times. And although the banter between Maui and Moana is really good and they can really make these lines work, especially when they're really not that well written, it's just those moments. It's just those moments. And the fact that Maui doesn't ever acknowledge that he screwed up. Everything that goes wrong in this movie is his fault. And not once do we hear him say, I'm sorry. Until they're literally going to give him a new magic hook so he can turn into a giant eagle. And he needed more of a character arc. He needed that moment where he did leave and then he came back. I think it would have been perfect because right after he leaves, Moana goes through a thing and a song. It would have been perfect if he had just listened and then came back then.
Yeah.
I think that would have just fixed the whole problem. But honestly, these are real nitpicks. You take your kids, you're not going to notice these. It's just those things that as the adult viewer, you're going to acknowledge. Ironically, I am actually wearing the perfect shirt for this, where I'm wearing Deadpool holding up his comic books saying, I have issues.
Yeah, I went through that in this movie thinking, getting ready to point out the cliches. I acknowledged that it was going to be a great movie. It was going to be better than The Good Dinosaur. It was going to be, I was going to like it better than Frozen, whether or not it was actually better. I think it was. That's my opinion, because Frozen got played out for me real quick.
Yeah.
Even though I bought the Blu-ray.
The music in this is probably going to last a bit longer, but it's got the same staying power as some of that. And if you don't like the annoying, popped versions of these, which you're going to hear a lot, Yeah, I guess we could classify that as a negative too.
Yeah. There is one thing I want to bring up, though, that I was going to bring up in the nitpicks. This is an extra section.
The extra nitpicky.
So you'll put up a title card there.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring this up in the nitpicks, but I think it has to be mentioned. They go into this giant island it's like the land of monsters or whatever.
Oh. God.
And it is
The crab.
it is amazing looking. It reminds me of the lighting, and it reminds me of like one of those dark rides from Disneyland.
Yes.
And that's what it brought to mind, because I have to go in and get Maui's hook, who had been stolen by a giant monster crab.
So there's this giant enemy crab. And they attacked its weak point for massive damage.
And I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what was coming until he started talking. And the hook is on top of his shell that had been encrusted with gold and jewels and all the valuables it stole. The crab is played by Jermaine Clement of Flight of the Conchords fame. And I loved it. But the song isn't going to get stuck in your head like I thought it would.
No, the song was... His is the weakest song in the movie.
This
is the one negative song in the movie.
Yeah.
And
Flight of the Conchords holds a place in my heart if you've at least seen the first season. I haven't seen any of the other seasons. I don't know if they're good or not. But the first season stuck with me for a while. Mm-hmm. And there was a time period where I quoted it constantly. And Jermaine, I liked Men in Black 3 more so than I did 2. And Jermaine, just his voice, I love. And even the visuals steeped into almost Ka from Jungle Book levels.
yes.
Then it looked really good.
I swear that crap was 2D the entire time. I swear, after they turn out the lights, he's 2D. It's a black shadow with 3D things painted on him.
Yes.
It's a great effect, but damn if that song were just so... It needed to be better. It needed to be better.
Yeah, the song was weak, but the visuals were amazing. So it's kind of a half and half thing here.
Yeah, they were... I get what they were going for. They were trying to do the Prince Ali remix. You know, Prince Ali, yes it is he, but not as you know him.
Yeah.
You know, that was basically what the song was supposed to be. The villain gloating and having fun with it, taking this upbeat song, but it's just like, no, it doesn't work. No. God damn it, shut up.
Yeah.
Really...
Given that, I would recommend staying after the credits.
Yes.
Like a Marvel movie.
Yes, there is something at the end of the credits, just like in Finding Dory.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
You'll walk out with a smile on your face. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. So anyway, I think that we basically said our piece on it. So let's move into. You may begin with your final verdict.
My final verdict: go see this movie, buy it. Put it on your Christmas list. Put it on your kids' Christmas list when it comes out next year.
Yes.
Or, whenever it decides to come out.
Judging by its success, I'm going to, especially over the Thanksgiving break, it's probably going to get a 6-month staying inside theaters. So we're looking probably about April or May next year.
Right.
Mine is that this is a must-see. It's great. It's perfect for the whole family. Your kids are going to love it. And honestly, all the problems I have are more nitpicks than anything else. I don't know if it's going to make my top 10 list because, as I said, this year hasn't been, we don't have a lot of great films that stick out that I'm going to have to debate through. I have about 5 films that I know are going to be on there, and the rest... I'm just going to have to pick from the ones that I know that are really, really good that I want to see again. And those are probably going to be the determinations as whether or not this makes it. So, yeah, it's still a great film. Highly recommended. I say must watch. Go see it in theaters immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's all for us. Have you seen Moana? or the PSA that I mentioned before, Moana, you ugly. Tell me what you think about it in the comments below. Maybe we'll get some healthy discussion going. As always, be sure to hit the like button, share the video, and subscribe for more.
Follow us on social networking.
Follow us on the Facebooks and the Twitches and the Twitters, all links down below. And yeah, that's it for us. So we'll see you all
Next time.